What is up, everyone? Welcome to the live stream. Happy Wednesday, halfway through the week, and it's time for another live show. Missed last week, crazy headache, but we're back. We're back. The most important time in all of crypto, altcoin season. It's coming. We got the proof. We got the data. We're going to go through it. We're going to do it in typical Rip fashion. We're going to ramble on about it, and we're going to show you everything you need to see. And it's all coming down to one thing, and that's the Bitcoin dominance. Welcome, my friend. Just described. I see you. I can't say the name, but hey, appreciate you being here. As always, make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you are coming in over on YouTube. It takes you 2 seconds, and it is the ultimate way to support the show, and it helps push it out through the YouTube algorithm. Happy birthday, Rick. I see you, my friend. Hopefully you're having an amazing day. No work's always a good day. Am I right? Edward, what's up, my man? Cape Coral, Florida. What is going on? Cypher, I see you. Lisa, hello, hello. I see you. Maddie. Rusty 831 links. Oh boy, hopefully I don't mess up your name. Good morning, all. Is it Anthonial? Did I get it right? I think I got it right. At least I'm close. Welcome. Top of the morning to you. Mark, I see you. What's up, Smoltzy? What is going on, everyone? Joke 3RZ. Paul. Hopefully everyone is having a fantastic day. We got a lot to get into. Peanut butter jelly time. What is going on, my friend? What is going on? We'll give it about 30 seconds or so before we kick this off. What's up, dog? I'm chilling, my man. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I'm excited. You should be excited. Altcoin season's right around the corner. Wait until you see what I got. I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain what's about to happen. Total cryptocurrency market cap is looking beautiful. Where's my camera? Let's turn up the camera here. There we go. Looking good. New camera. Looking crisp. I need to trim up the beard. Need a little haircut. I got my boys are coming in town from Massachusetts on Friday. Friday to Monday. I'm excited about it. They usually try to make a trip every year around this time. Last year, my buddy had to do a work trip in February overseas, so they were unable to make it, but I got 3 of them coming down. One of them was going to leave early. He extended his flight. He's staying to Monday as well. It's, you know, it's always hard because as you get older, it's kind of like, and you know, I don't see them all the time, right? I see them once a year, but everyone changes over the year. So you got to figure out what to do, right? Do they still drink? I mean, we're older now, right? We're all in our 40s. Do they still drink? Obviously, they don't want to go out to the club until 2 a.m. anymore. So you got to kind of find that happy medium. So obviously, good food's definitely in the works. A good steak. I would love to get some chicken wings, some good breakfast foods. But I got to figure out what I'm going to do with them. Probably take them to like might go to a virtual arcade, like one of those simulator arcades. Might go see some live music. Might go hit up a local town, which is 1 county over, and do a little crawl. We got football games on Sunday. I know we'll be parked up. They're big New England Patriots fans, as you can assume, coming from Massachusetts. So we got to figure it out. It's tough, though, because you got to satisfy everyone, right? You got to find that happy medium. Is BS, my friends and I were out to 2 a.m. this past week. I'm older than you. Yeah, I can't do it, man. I need bed by 9:30. I can't do it anymore. Mokum, what's up, man? How you doing? ILP addresses are in a second layer protocol. They will be layered onto the IP addresses, your ILP addresses. Yes, Patrick. Patrick, what's up, my friend? How you doing? Let's go, Rams. Look, we're in a tough situation. I really wanted the Bears to win. I wanted a Bears-Bills Super Bowl. I think that would have been probably the best outcome I could have rooted for. I wanted Bills-Pats this weekend. The Bills got screwed. I don't know who watched the games, who's a football fan out there. Here's my take. If you're going to let them play all game, do not start throwing flags on the final drive of the game and dictating who's going to win. I think that the pass that was caught when Allen threw it at the end of the game and they said it was an interception, I think it was a catch. He's down by contact. You can't take the ball away. I don't think it was a jump ball. I think they screwed Josh again. And they, to fire the head coach, I mean, that head coach, look, and I get it. You come from a big market like that, they expect big things. They expect Super Bowl appearances. They expect titles. I mean, but the guy's a great coach. How are you just going to get rid of him? It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Go Pats. Yeah, I'm a Pats fan now. Let's go Pats. I don't want to see Pats Seahawks. Well, I don't know who I want to see. I want to see the Pats, but like the Rams and the Seahawks, I just can't get on any of them. I'm sick of Stafford. I'm sick of the Rams. I mean, Sam Darnold, does he really deserve a Super Bowl? I don't think so. I don't know, but let's go Pats. Yo, and yeah, Alex, great comment. Bo Nix breaks his ankle kneeing the ball. Like, what? Are you kidding me? How does he break his ankle kneeing the ball? Wild. I mean, you feel bad for him, though, right? Because he took the team this far. Was his second year in the league, right? He did amazing things, and now he's not going to be able to play in the AFC Championship game. It sucks. It sucks. COD is life. Get on. God, yeah, I wish I could get. I wish. Go Green Day. Seahawks defense. Yeah, Seahawks defense is insane. It is. But Sam Darnold, I don't know, man. I can't get it. Yo, Bruce, what up? Hello, Rip. Love your channel. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. It was it happened 2 plays before. Was it on the late hit? Is that when he broke it? I don't know. Wild. It's absolutely wild. And we see some green coming in on crypto down at the bottom, which is beautiful. So let's talk about this. Let's jump into this. Enough of Rip's ramble and his stories, because no one wants to hear him, right? So let's talk crypto. So we've been talking about altcoin season, I think, on this channel since about November, and we gave like this January timeframe, right around where we are right now. We said the second week of January is what we were talking about on it. Here we are. And what have we started to see? We started to see Bitcoin break down, right? Now remember, when Bitcoin breaks down, it's going to bring the rest of the market down with it. That's how it goes. Why? Because the entire market is pretty much paired to Bitcoin at this point. The only way to break away from that dominance, which we talk about on the show a lot, is ETFs. ETFs will be the catalyst which breaks your altcoins away from Bitcoin controlling them. It's that simple. If you don't have an ETF, you're not going to have millions beyond millions, even billions of dollars like Bitcoin's doing every single day in its ETFs. So they're never going to break away from that grip. So what do we need to see? Well, if you hold an asset, you need to see an ETF on it, or you need to see it be part of an index fund. That's going to be the gateway here. So what do we see right now? We see Bitcoin breaking down, right? 94,000 didn't hold major support. It's now under 90,000 psychological barrier. Where does Bitcoin go from here? I mean, it has 2 paths. It's either going to go all the way back down to 70K. It's going to roll over, or it's going to make another push towards that 97 to 103 region. I am personally in a boat. Bitcoin's done. Bitcoin's been done since 125. We'll look at the chart here, but it's a dominance, right? What we care about is the dominance on Bitcoin, because that is going to tell us when the rotation is starting. When the rotation starts, altcoins will get beat for a little bit because your money is going to move into your stables, but then it's going to rotate out. So your dominance is the most important part to pay attention to. Here's the Bitcoin dominance chart pulled up on the screen. I would love an XRP t-shirt. Rip, can you please put your autograph on there? Would be great for my channel. We could probably make that work, Lisa. We can probably make that work. So here's your dominance chart. And if you look at it, I kept all the graphics from last time, right? I told you exactly what I expected, your ups, your downs, and then the blue arrow indicating where is it going to go from here. XRP to 50 cents, no shot. Never again. Never again will go back to 50 cents. Especially after all the news we just got from Davos today and everything that was confirmed. Never again. And we'll get into that. But let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's talk about the dominance here. You see it on your screen over this way. Yeah, that way. I mean, we can go all the way back to 2013, but I think 2013 is pretty irrelevant right now. where we're at in these markets, and especially with all the money in the different ETFs, I think 2013 we can throw out the window. But we can use the data because all the data lines up here. If we look at 2013, your Bitcoin dominance, which you see on your chart, it peaked all the way to 95 to 96%, right? And it only bottomed to about 75%. Not a lot of money in the game back then. So let's go back to 2017. When we look at Bitcoin and we look at the halving, which occurred in 2017, or the halving was actually in 2016 in July, your Bitcoin dominance peaked around 86 to 88%. The time to peak happened to the bottom, and that's where your altcoin rotation was. It took 7 to 9 months. So 86 to 88%, and it dropped all the way to 32 to 35%. 7 to 9 months time frame. 2020 was your next halving. In 2020, your Bitcoin dominance, it actually peaked in 21 to 73 to 74%. So you see, as the years go on, your Bitcoin dominance is getting less and less and less. Okay, keep that in mind for where I'm going with this. 73 to 74% was your peak, as I get my hand on the screen. Your bottom went to 38 to 40%. So we went from 75 to 32 to 38. Now this only took 5 to 6 months back in 2021. So you can see your time frame here. It's anywhere from 5 to 9 months for your alt season, for the Bitcoin bottom to come and for the alts to rotate. When was our last halving? Your last halving, and we'll pull it up over here, we'll move over to it, was right around here. May, April. Here was your last halving event. April of 2024, okay? Historically, what do we see? It can take anywhere from 5 to 9 months after your Bitcoin dominance has peaked, all right? So we move this back over. Let me get rid of my pen. Let me delete this little squiggly. So we move this back over and we look at the chart here. It looks like your Bitcoin dominance has peaked, or this will be the peak when this is all said and done, played out around 66%. So we went 95, 86, 73, 66. Your dominance keeps getting lower and lower and lower during these cycles, meaning money is spreading out and going elsewhere, right? It's not just a market dominated by Bitcoin. Every 4 years that has been. Bitcoin gets less and less control, less and less money comes into it compared to your alts. So we're at a 66%, and this happened in June 2025, towards the end of the month, call it July 1. What do we see on your Bitcoin halvings and the bottoms when your altcoins should start to move and should start to rotate? 5 to 9 months. Where does that put us? July, August, September, October, November, December. January is 7, February 8th, March is your 9th. This is when your altcoin season is going to start. It's either full-blown alt season by the end of February or by the end of March. That doesn't mean we need to wait. We need to wait. Oh, he's saying we need to wait another month. No, we will start to see altcoins shine, and we will start to see your altcoins move up by themselves. If you look at your current 24-hour charts, what is up? What are we seeing outperform Bitcoin right now? Altcoins. Bitcoin's up 1.44, ETH's up over 2, XRP's at 3, Cardano's 4, Monero's up over 5.5%, Zcash is outperforming it, Canton Network's outperforming it. You see what I'm saying? Your altcoins are going to slowly start outperforming Bitcoin. That's where you're going to start to see in these charts until they go. You're going to see Bitcoin give out. You're going to see a Bitcoin bottom at some point this year. Q3, Q4, like I've been saying, 50 to 60,000 on Bitcoin. That money from Bitcoin, which is a lot. It's almost 2 trillion that's in Bitcoin, 1.7 trillion. That money's going to rotate out. Where is that money going to go? It's not going to leave the markets. That money is going to spread out through your altcoins. But this alt season is going to look different because we're used to everything pumping. Your shitcoins even pumped previous cycles, right? 2017 shitcoins went nuts. 2020, 2021 shitcoins went nuts. It's going to be different this time. Why is it going to be different? We got rules of the road. We know who the real projects are. We know who the banks are adopting, and we know which products or projects, I should say, are going to have ETFs, index funds, which is going to be your key capital for your retirement accounts and your pension accounts. That is how we know. All you need to do is look, and you need to see who's using what. We know Ethereum is getting used. We know Solana. We know HBAR. We know Litecoin. As scary as it sounds, we know Dogecoin. We know HBAR. We know XRP. We know Chainlink. We know Ondo. We got AVAX. We got Polkadot, which is going to have a couple of ETFs on it as well. There's a couple more. There was like 24 to 25 that they have announced out there. So that is what we're going to see. That is how we can pick winners and losers. It is completely different now. 2020, 2017 compared to now, because we know where the institutions are going, at least what they're tipping their hats to. And we notice by your ETF inflows, if they filed for ETFs, who they're tapping into, right? BlackRock announced it with Ondo. That's a winner. Chainlink and Swift and DTCC announced a partnership. That's a winner. These assets aren't going to go away. And it's very important what was said today at Davos. You see the interview on your screen. David Sachs confirmed that the banks are going to fully get into crypto. Now, you need to understand how these banks work. You need to understand that these banks already have the plumbing done. They've already tested. They are not waiting for either the SEC, the CFTC, the White House, the Clarity Act to go through to start testing, to start integrating. Integration's done. Testing has been done. They are waiting for that moment where they can flood the market. So as soon as this act is passed, David Sachs is telling you, they're coming fully in. They're not just going to start, oh, well, they just said crypto's legal. We can use it in everyday workflows. We need to start right now today. We need to test it. You already see BlackRock hiring, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Van Eck, Morgan Stanley. They all keep putting out different positions for different cryptocurrency and blockchain enabled jobs. Why? Because they're building now. They're preparing now. They're waiting for, as we all know it, being a Ripple and XRP holder, the flip the switch moment, right? They're not waiting to start building at that point. They're literally going to flip the switch and they're going to start using these different networks. You saw who Ripple partnered with today. Ripple partnered with DXC Hogan Core banking platform to integrate and to give them a seamless connectivity into the XRP ledger and into Ripple's payment and Ripple custody platforms. Look at the names on your screen. AWS, Microsoft, Dell, IBM, Oracle, HP. They're all going to be able to connect in instantly. It's going to be absolutely wild once that switch goes whoop and it gets flipped on. It's going to be absolutely stupid. I'm telling you, it's already integrated. It's already tested. And they're legit need to go into the code set and they need to change like a 1 to a 0 to enable it in the code. And then they're going to connect right in. That's how crazy it is. So it says, worried about stablecoin rewards, banks are really fighting it. Yeah, well, let's think about that. Great comment. The banks are fighting it because what's going to happen if you can go to, a publicly traded company like Coinbase or Gemini, soon to be Kraken, who's offering you 5 to 10% on a stable coin. Usually it's around 5%, but we've seen other coins. What are people going to do who know about crypto, who understand this? They're going to pull their money from the bank. They can be like, look, Chase, Bank of America, HSBC, Fifth Third, whoever you're banking with, you guys are giving me 0.25% back on my money. I can go over to this publicly traded company who's backed by all these massive giants in the regular financial world, and they're going to give me 5% back for holding a stable coin. There's going to be a run on the banks. How do banks make money? Banks make money by taking your money and lending out your money. And then they make interest on it. And then it's just the same repeat cycle from the banks. Walk into a bank today and be like, hey, I want to take out 20K. They're going to be like, whoa, 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 big man. Why don't you take a step back, Go to a little break area. Go get yourself a nice little pen. You can grab one of those free lollipops. Oh, here's a little bottle of water. Let me sit you down with one of our professional bankers to talk about this. They don't want to just give you your money. They don't want to see that money leave their system, because then the more money that leaves, the less they can loan it out. The less that they can loan it out, the less money the bank's going to make. That's why Brian Armstrong's fighting this, and this is why the banks are fighting it. The banks know if this goes through the way it is, they're going to lose. There'll be a run on them. And then the crypto companies are like, look, you do what we're doing, or you guys are going to be screwed. And it comes back to what? Adopt or die. That's it. They pay you shit 2 cents on every dollar when they make 4%. Exactly. Exactly. They don't pay you anything. That's why they're fighting this bill so hard. Not because they're anti-crypto, because they know what's going to happen to the little banking mafia, right? They understand what's about to give down. And Lisa, tell them, give the video a thumbs up, folks. It helps out big time. It will push. I'm telling you right now, how many thumbs up do we got on this video? Let's see. Let me refresh the page. We got 48 thumbs up, 204 you watching. I guarantee 49. If that thumbs up goes to 100, you're going to see the number of viewers who YouTube will push this content out. We'll have over 500 people in here like this. That's how YouTube works. It's all about that little thumbs up, which is wild. It's absolutely wild. All right, no, I missed another comment. We'll go back to it. Got 100K XRP patiently waiting for cold storage vaulted. Where was, oh, I'm looking at my wrong screen. Where was it? TT, thank you for the repost on the stream. Much love, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, silver's absolutely ripping. And Joe's like, don't tell people how much you have. People do home invasions. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy world. XRP backed by gold. Wouldn't that be something? That would be a beautiful thing. Silver, my man, what's up? I see you. Biden, the Harris sniffer. XRP is a new financial system, as simple as that. It really is. I mean, everywhere you look, the moves Ripple are making, like we go back to this move that you see on your screen with this DXC Hogan. I can guarantee you people just doom scrolled right by this. They don't know who DXC Hogan is. They don't know what they do. Chad pulled it up. He dropped all the partners they're a part of. And that means Ripple is tapping into each and every single one of them. That is how wild it is. So yeah, look, Ripple doesn't put out these names, like these household names that you're used to. But that's okay. They don't need to, right? These companies that they're working with and they're building with are connected to all of these names. But that's just how the financial system works. It's as simple as that. And Ripple is making that connector because RLUSD is going to be used. XRP is going to be used. And the biggest fun news out there that you see on social media, it doesn't matter what platform you're on, I'm sure you've seen it. They're using RLUSD. They're not even using XRP. Let's make this very clear. If they're using RLUSD on the XRP ledger, which I can guarantee you most of them will be because Ethereum's gas fees are through the freaking roof and the network sucks, they have to use XRP. The ledger has a gas fee. In order to pay the gas fee, what do they need to do? They need to hold XRP. It's that simple. Now, I can already see the counter arguments because I see them in Twitter comments and YouTube comments all the time. But the gas fee, they can use one XRP like 200 times to pay the gas fee. Do you really think a bank's going to come in here and they're going to be like, well, let's sit down, let's calculate this. If we send this many transactions, this is our gas fee, and we're going to use it for the next 20 years. We only need like 100 XRP. No, they're going to be stockpiling the asset that they are using because they want to get it when the price is cheap instead of overpaying it. The same thing like you. You want to buy XRP when it's cheap. You don't want to buy XRP when it's a high price. You want to buy XRP when it's $2, not when it's $20. It's the same thing for them, right? It is the same exact thing for them. That's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be buying XRP. They're going to be holding it. And they're going to be like, well, we can use RLUSD in this corridor, but this corridor is pretty exotic. Let's use XRP and we can settle the transaction that way. That's how it's going to work out. So if they want to use the XRP ledger, newsflash, they need XRP. They need to pay the gas fee. It's really that simple. It says 96 and yours does it? My refresh must have been behind. So we're at 96. All right, that's better. Good call out, Switch. So if we get this up, if we double the thumbs up, we double the views, guaranteed. Please autograph the t-shirt. I could do that. I could do it. RLUSD is the money. XRP moves it. Bingo, bongo, my friend. Spot on right there. Spot on. And it's weird that we started to see that we started Digital Pound Foundation started talking about a pretty much Ripple stablecoin, but denominated in the Great British Pound. Interesting how that's going to work out. Very interesting how that's going to work out. Yo, Eric coming in from Ireland. What's up, my friend? I see you. I see you. I'm calling it now. If the Clarity Act comes into play, we're going to see 33 to 56 by the end of 2026. Bring on the Clarity Act, Rick. Bring it on now. We can't wait much longer. We got things to do. We got people to see. You know what I mean? We can't wait much longer. But this is what I want you. Pay attention to the Bitcoin dominance chart. This is the most important chart in all of crypto. When this starts breaking down, your key level on this thing is about 57%. It's almost a 3% drop from here. You will start to see these altcoins get attention. You will start to see the altcoins push up higher. That is what we're waiting on. And it's happening. Well, I shouldn't say it's happening. It's going to happen. We've seen a little trickle of it, right? Some altcoins ran, Zcash ran, Monero ran. We saw some new coins that were out there. People were talking about, probably most likely pump and dumps. We've seen them run as well, but we're going to start to see altcoins run. And a lot of the ones that you thought were dead are going to break out. And as we all know, what comes first? Ethereum. Ethereum will break out first. 108 likes now. Love it. 110. Let's go, people. Keep on pressing that little thumbs up button and share this with someone that needs to jump on and hear this. What else we got here? Here's the Binance announcement. Now, I told you something was happening with Binance. Stay with me on this. Now, look, this is like a little tinfoil hat-ish, all right? But I want you to tell me in the chat what you think about this. So Trump comes into office. He gives CZ Binance a pardon out of nowhere, right? Now, Trump has nothing to do with CZ Binance. I don't even think Trump knew the guy before anything, before he got into office, right? Why would Trump give CZ a pardon? My theory on this was he pardoned him because he said, stop manipulating these markets. You know, my boys, my people, my institutions are now in. We're not going to have you run this market. We're taking over from here. And he said, in return, I will pardon you. CZ's like, okay. Now we get this news. So Ripple been meeting with the White House. Ripple's been over in the UK meeting with the Parliament and the White House, talking about a transatlantic coin, obviously trying to position RLUSD and XRP over there. Now Binance comes out that they're finally going to be supporting RLUSD out of nowhere. Now you have to understand, Binance isn't just an exchange. This is a gateway. I don't say all, we'll say 99% of your exchanges overseas, they connect into Binance for their market making, for their APIs, their pricing data. That's why on October 10th, when Binance went down, you saw pretty much all these exchanges overseas, they got hit. They got hit worse than us, right? I mean, we saw XRP dropped, I think on an exchange to like 96 cents, but over here in the US, I think the lowest we saw was like $1.20, $1.30, because we connect into different APIs, different market makers in the US compared to overseas. But now Binance is listing RLUSD on ETH and it's coming on the XRP ledger. I don't know, tinfoil hat-ish. I think something's going on there. White House, Ripple, CZ. I think time will tell, right? That's my tinfoil hat theory though. That's it. Mokum, only, okay, but only altcoins with ETFs will run. No, those will run higher than the others. You'll see all altcoins run, but we're not going to see like your shit coins. If we, like, you go to CoinMarketCap and we go to page like 80, you're not going to see some token that you never even heard of do a 500x just because it's tied to Bitcoin. Those tokens won't run that much. You're going to see your vast majority that have use cases, ETFs being talked about, ETFs, institutions are involved in. Those will be your coins that are going to run the most here. I mean, you can, by just looking at this list, you can rattle them off. Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, Solana, Dogecoin, Cardano, Chainlink, Stellar, from your top 15, right? Those are going to go. Those are going to go more than your other ones, right? They're going to move more than your Bitcoin Cash, or your Tron's going to go. Is Justin Sun even still alive? Right? Then your Hyperliquid's going to go. Your DAI, your Shibu's going to run. HBAR is going to go higher than your Handcoin and your BitSensor, Mantle. Think, they got an ETF cooking. OKB, Pepe, Ethereum Classic. You get the idea. Esther, which is the biggest dump in the world. We're going to have a Greenland coin. Could you imagine we're going to get a Greenland coin? Hey, maybe they tell Brad and David, go pack your bags, head over to Greenland and handle it. The Clarity Act is going to clean out a lot of shit coins. Yeah, and I think that goes back to what Brad Garlinghouse told us. I think at this point, it has to be, what, 4 or 5 years ago at this point, Brad said that 95% of these altcoins are just going to go away. They're going to be wiped out because they're not needed and no money is going to be coming into them. I mean, think about it though. Your Bitcoin ETFs are doing 2 to 5 billion daily for your Bitcoin ETFs, right? They're doing a lot of money. You know what I should do? Hold on. Let me pull up. I haven't used this scene in a while. Oh. Let's go to the paradise scene. Hold on. We can make it look even better though. If I kill my chair like this, now it makes it look like I'm sitting in a throne. This is good. I like this. We haven't done this view in a very long time. You'll see it on your screen in a second. But let's talk about this real quick, because everyone wants to know, what's the ETF deal? What's the catalyst deal? Why aren't we moving up here, right? So when we look at Bitcoin, when we look at the daily volume coming in on Bitcoin's ETFs, okay? And I mean, we could pretty much take everyone out of the picture. Let's just talk BlackRock and Fidelity. When we talk BlackRock and Fidelity, between those two, Fidelity's doing about 500 million on its ETF for BlackRock every single day, and BlackRock is doing anywhere from 2 to 5 billion. XRP ETFs, we have what, 6, 7 of them? We got an index fund as well. They're doing 30 million on average. Now, to us retail, 30 million seems like a lot of money. It is a lot of money. Let's be honest. To retail, to your financial institutions, that's peanuts. Could you imagine what's going to happen? And BlackRock's going to launch an XRP ETF. It's all a matter of when. Could you imagine what happens here when BlackRock launches an XRP ETF? And now Bitcoin's doing 2 to 5. Say XRP does $1 billion from BlackRock. We go from 30 million right now to over 1 billion like that. Just like that. I ran the price targets. I did a video the other day. I mean, you're looking at a double-digit XRP. You're looking at an instant rocket on it. And now think about that. That's 1 billion coming in every day. That's 5 billion a week. That's $20 billion a month. Now, they're not all going to be inflows. We know that. But when they first launch it, it's all going to be inflows. Right? Yo, Spider, welcome, my friend. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So think about that for a second. 30 million to 1 billion. What do you think is going to happen to the price? It's going to, not only are we going to get the BlackRock effect and everyone's going to go nuts because BlackRock has an XRP ETF and they're buying XRP, But the amount of money that's going to come in on this thing, that's an instant double digit. XRP, instant. Now look, I understand. Trust me, I am right there with you, and I see the comments. I see the YouTube comments. I see the Twitter comments. I don't always respond, right? And people are losing hope. People are getting nasty. People are getting negative. I get it. I'm almost holding XRP for 10 years, and it's $2. But no one said we were going to get an XRP and we were going to be rich overnight. What I like to tell you, just zoom out, take a step back real quick. Just take a step backwards, and I want you to look at your everyday work life. Everyone, you know, pretty much, I mean, it's not the American dream, but it's what they say, right? Go to college, graduate college, start working at 21, put 15% to your retirement account. The time you're 60, 65, you'll be able to retire. You'll hopefully have enough money. That's 35 years of grinding. So if you do have to hold XRP for 4 years or 14 years, that's still less than going to work for 35 years. You have to think about it like that. Like this is a real asset, a real investment that's going to be used by financial institutions all over the world. No one promised us, you know, fireworks overnight just because we got in. When you deal with banks and governments, it takes a very long time. But everything is starting to become clearer now, right? The Clarity Act, the Genius Act. Trump wants the United States to be the crypto capital of the world. ETFs are launching. Every major financial institution has thrown their names into the ring. BlackRock, Fidelity, Goldman Sachs, Van Eck, Morgan Stanley. They're all here. Now it's just a matter of when do they go after what we put our money into, right? If you put your money into Bitcoin, you already had it happen. If you put your money into ETH, that's coming next. If you put your money into Solana, that's coming. XRP, it's coming. It is all coming. We've never had such a clear vision before for as long as I've been in crypto, and I've been since 2017, than we do now. Just think about that. So yeah, maybe it sucks you got to hold another year, 2, 3, 4, 5, who knows? All we know is that we're on the right side of history. And when you're on the right side of history, one day you're going to wake up and it's just going to snap into place, man. That's it. That's it. Rick says, I'm not going to lie, 6 years been holding. I'm tired. I'm frustrated, but I'm still up 6 to 7x. Exactly. So I'm not truly complaining, but I honestly thought I'd be retired by now. I'm with you. Rick, me and you both. You know, I've been holding it almost, it's crazy. This is my 9th year, going on a decade come next year. I didn't think it was going to be at $2. Everyone knows my Chainlink story. If I got into Chainlink instead of XRP at 20 cents, it ran to 55 bucks. I would have had 8 figures. I would have been retired. I wouldn't have been going to grind. And I'm like you. I wake up at 6 a.m. and I do YouTube, and then I go to an office job. I'm one of you. I do the same thing you guys and girls do. I go to work. I have a boss. I have an 8 to 5. I get 2 15-minute breaks and a 60-minute lunch. And then I come home. I make more YouTube content. I make YouTube content early in the morning. I'm just like you. But I know from all the research we put in, we're doing it. We're going to do the damn thing. This is going to change so many lives. And Brad Garlinghouse just liked someone's comment on Twitter. And Brad Garlinghouse was like, she said that he liked it because someone's like, you know, XRP is going to make so many people wealthy. And that just remember to give back. And Garlinghouse liked that comment. Garlinghouse knows where this thing is going. He's not stupid. Mokum, are you not selling if it doesn't go to double digits this alt season? No, my first target for selling, it's either going to be, depending on how the markets run, probably a little above 5 and a little more at 7, depending on how we run. But it's not going to be anywhere close to majority of my bag. It would just be enough to pay off a home, to be financially free, So I don't have to worry about any bills, and I can wait for this thing to get to double digits. I think when I did the calculations on my bag, it might have been like 10% might have got sold off at that number. It was nothing. It was enough to get me a house with no mortgage and to put me financially free so I can wait for this thing to get to a double digit. And I've never taken a profit since 2017. I mean, when XRP hit 365, I didn't even blink an eye. I was like, I'm not cashing out. I haven't held this thing for 9 years for XRP to make a brand new all-time high by what, 10 cents? It's not worth it. But at $5, $7, I will scalp a little off. If it hits double digits, fully out. I will be completely out. But everyone's different, right? I'm financially free. I'm retired at that point. No cares in the world. So everyone's different. Everyone's different. You have 22 other coins you'll be selling. I'm with you. I got 22, 23. They're all getting dumped. They're all getting dumped. Every one of them. You should work for the railroad. You'll have more free time. Yo, for real. For real. That's why I like you. You're real. Thank you. I am. I'm telling you. I'm one of you. I'm not just a content creator. I'm up 6 a.m. every day. Sometimes I snooze till like 6:30. Let me run down this real quick, what I do every morning so you can understand this. I wake up at 6. I get the dog out for his walk. I come into my office. I make my 2 YouTube videos for the other channel, the faceless ones. I come home during lunch. I make 2 videos for this. And then I make my 3rd one after work. And then I make 4 shorts. I make videos nonstop all day, plus I'm working. And then I got softball starting next week. I got kickball starting up. My Wednesdays and Thursdays are going to be gone. I'm grind. That's it. But you know what? You got to grind when you're young, when you can grind. You got to do it now. You got to do everything you can now. And I saw the vision in 2017, and I bought XRP from 2017 all the way to Q1 of 2024. Every single dime I had went into XRP. Everything. It was such a bad habit. I would go to the grocery store. I would look at something. Look at like this bottle of water, right? I'd be like, man, that's like 200 more XRP. And I was sick. I would put it down and be like, I'm buying XRP. That's how sick I was. And I ate ground chicken and I ate ground turkey months. I would throw it on the griddle, chop it up, a little bit of rice, a little bit of mixed vegetables. That was it. All I lived on. And I put every penny I had into this thing. And that's legitimate truth. Legitimate truth. Powell is definitely hurting the markets, but he's not the only thing holding everything back. Yeah, no, and look, Powell's out. How many more months until Jerome's out? What is it, 2 months? 2 months he's gone, and we'll get a new head of the Fed. That's going to boost the markets. That's going to be a major catalyst as well. I'm the guy you bitch about on Christmas when you can't get the thing out of the box. Yeah. I like those people who buy, remember when you used to buy like those little dolls and you would lift one up and it would be like another one and you just kept lifting them and it was like 80 of them and it just kept getting smaller and smaller. Remember those gifts? May, he's out in May. All right, so that's right around the corner. So we're pretty much in February, March, April, 3-4 months. He gone. That's going to be a huge boost as well. Look, and I think when Powell leaves, that's going to play into everything that Trump wants, right? He wants lower mortgage rates because he wants the housing market to be affordable again. He knows by lowering these rates that you're going to get more risk on, which means money's going to come into the stock market and into the crypto market. And that's going to play into making the US the crypto capital of the world. It all happens under Trump. Look, politics aside, whether you love the man or hate the man, it doesn't matter. What matters is what he is doing for crypto. And he's going to make it better. That is what matters here. Right? It doesn't matter about your political view. It matters about cryptocurrency because we're all here for crypto at the end of the day. Thoughts on blockchain backers saying we are in a bear market now. Yeah, Joe. So bear market, like Bitcoin's in a bear market? Yeah, 100%. Bitcoin hit a bear market. Its top was 125,000. But a bear market, so here's, and I haven't listened to his video on it, so I don't know if he's saying Bitcoin's in a bear market and he still expect altcoins to run, Joe. Maybe you got the answer to that. But when we look at every prior cycle to this, 2013, 2017, 2020, there's always been an alt season. We haven't had an alt season yet. I mean, do you want to call alt season what happened in 2025 and XRP ran in December? That would be the first time, because we just went over the numbers. That would be the first time that we never seen the Bitcoin dominance drop, you know, super low. We can pull up the chart here. That'll be the first time since it's peaked that it really hasn't corrected, right? 66% to 57. Past bull markets when dominance was higher, we dropped into the 30s. So do I believe that we're in a bear market? I believe we're in a Bitcoin bear market, is what I believe. I believe altcoins are still going to run. I made the call months ago at this point. Bitcoin's done. I said we might. It's actually still pinned to my Twitter page. If you look, I said the next move on Bitcoin was what it was going to be. You know, we would have a run up to 97 to 103. Bitcoin just hit the lower target on that, and then it's a wrap. Bitcoin's going to bottom out here. 50, 60K at some point during Q3 or Q4 is where I would expect it. But I expect money to rotate out, and I expect money to come into alts, is what I believe. We need utility now. Yeah, Game of Cats, we definitely need utility. Utility is what's holding us back, for sure. For sure. I mean, the XRP ledger, no one's really using it, right? We need utility on it. Utility at the end of the day is what wins. I believe we're in a building and confusion market. That sounds very accurate too. It's definitely building, and it's definitely freaking confusing, because no one, I mean, you can look at 200 charts per day. Everyone has a different pattern. It's going to go here. It's going to go there. It's confusing as all hell. It's definitely building. We're seeing the markets get built. We're seeing companies come in. We're seeing ETFs. We're seeing the demand through the roof. It's a weird time, that's for sure. You called it for sure. Thank you, Mocha. Appreciate that. It's a weird time we're in. It really is. My personal belief is general retail will be priced out by the end of 2026. That could be it, because, I mean, think about it. When these retirement accounts come online, they're going to want to have these assets and these ETFs already jacked up and priced up, and these index funds, right? They're not going to want these people to come in with these retirement accounts and start buying these things and then hit a 20x. So these prices are going to go at some point. And as I said, I believe this is the institutional run that we're in. And I believe we get that final cycle, which is going to be our utility cycle. I think that's where this is heading. I think that's exactly where we're heading. XRP Ledger is running, but there's not a lot on it. You can watch it live. Yeah, there's like nothing. There's no usage of it. And that's what we're missing. And I think that's what the Clarity Act is going to bring to us. I think the Clarity Act is going to enable these institutions and these companies to turn on what they have already built out in the back end. I think that's where we're getting. Patrick says, Brad says he predicts crypto will hit all-time highs in 2026. Yes, he did. And Patrick, I believe that he said that it was towards the end of 26, right? I think he said by the end of 2026 that he believes that crypto markets will be at an all-time high. And time will tell if he's right. And here's the thing, Joe, back to your comment of what BC Backer said. If this is a bear market, that means your bear market started in 2025. So we're already, what, a year into a bear at this point? And your bear markets have gotten less and less over time. And we never had ETFs like we had before with this everyday capital flowing in. I mean, billions into Bitcoin. So it's not like we need to wait. Oh my God, we need to wait till 2030, right? Maybe we got to wait to 2027, maybe 2028. Time will definitely tell. Time always tells. There's no doubt about that. $100 for a loaf of bread is coming. Hey, you know what though? I say let them bring on $100 loaf of bread. I don't need any more carbs in my life. I don't need them. I love my bread though. I love my bread. 4 to 8 XRP in April if inflows continue 20 to 40 million a day. Yeah, remember that ETF inflow calculator I put out? And I believe the numbers on that said it took us, was it 2 months? I think it was two months, 2 or 3 months. So that started in December, because December is when we got the 5th. Remember, that calculator didn't start until your 5th ETF was live, which was December. So January and February. And right around that time, we're lining up for altcoin season as well. It'll be very interesting to see how this is going to play out. Very interesting how it plays out. My buddy Agna text me, keep that $100 loaf of bread out of here. He needs his bread. He got a lot of kids. What's up, my friend? 2 months, right? 2 months. So December the 5th started. So January, February, boom, there's your 2 months. That's it, right? And we're lining up for what I believe is about to be a very magical altcoin season. Could you imagine, though, if, look, hear me out. Hear me out in the perfect scenario, right? We get altcoin season, XRP starts to run, and then during alt season, BlackRock and Fidelity both launch an XRP ETF. And then Ripple announces someone's tapping in and XRP is officially getting used by some major company, and we start to see utility. Could you imagine that catalyst on an asset that's already running up because of altcoin season? Could you imagine where that price is going to go? That's going to be wild. That's going to be absolutely wild. Won't be any milk or bread in PA by this weekend. Yeah, or water. Don't they? What did they take during snowstorms? I forget. Wasn't it water, bread, milk? There was something else. Water, bread, milk, canned goods. Didn't they take the canned goods too? Mocum, you are spot on, Rip. So take a guess. What will XRP's price be by the end of March? Oh man, by the end of March, you know I hate giving months. Here's what I'll say. Targets haven't changed. Numbers haven't changed, right? And numbers are all based upon liquidity and the walls that we can see by where the market makers are looking to suppress the price or hold the price. $4 to $6.50 is going to be your biggest hurdle. Hands down. Not only because people who are holding this thing in 2017 will be looking to take profits in that range because they want out, because they've held it for so long and they think they could have done better elsewhere, which depending on which asset you got into, that is correct. 4 to 650 will be your biggest hurdle. If 4 to 650 gets broken, we're going to see a run up to that $8 to $13 range. That is what we're looking at. It really is that simple. Could it go higher? 100%, but we need catalyst, right? We need a BlackRock ETF. We need a Fidelity ETF. We need Ripple announcing with very specific verbiage included in there that yes, this company, massive company, is going to be using XRP to settle, trillions of dollars that they do per year. We need that type of news on top when we're approaching that 4 to 650 range to let us run out of there. That is what I would be paying attention to. What catalyst do we have that's going to come in when the price is starting to move up that is going to rocket it? Because that's how you cause FOMO. That is how you cause a mass rush into an asset. And that is how you send these prices flying. Toilet paper. Yeah, toilet paper was huge. If the clarity, yeah, well, Matt, on what you said here, if the Clarity Act passes, I think we get the BlackRock ETF. I think we almost get it instantly. So I think that's when, and I ran the numbers. I think it was on today's videos that got published on this channel, one of them. And I'll do another video on it tomorrow morning on my other channel. I think that would put us, I ran the numbers based on BlackRock and the ETF and the volume, how much we can get based on 25, 15, 75% of what we're seeing from Bitcoin, 2 to 5 billion per day. Long story short, but it put XRP up into that double digit territory. So yeah, I do believe that. But we need the catalyst. Best 24-hour mover is Velo. Is it really? I haven't been paying attention to Velo. Velo is one of those ones I told you we pay attention to it at the end. Look at that. Back to 6. All right. Love that. Where are we at? Still a shit ton of resistance above us. It needs to clear $0.015. Hand sanitizer was used. Yeah, you couldn't get toilet paper. It was weird. Couldn't get toilet paper. That was during, I think, COVID though, right? XRP moon from the Mom and Son show. My friend, the only moon you're going to see is in your backyard. Japan carry trade rates come on, I think, out in a couple of hours. No, I'm not sure. Really, I don't keep up on that whole, what's going on in Japan, the carry trade, the rates, and all that stuff. The second best we don't talk about. Say it ain't so. It's up? Nuh-uh. Wait. Hold on. Because I don't know what it's at. Are we at a penny? I have a feeling we're not even close to a penny. I have a feeling it's super low. How the hell is it second best? They're fooling someone. We are one announcement away from 6. Yeah, we're one announcement away from that 4 to 650 range. One major announcement away from a double digit. I mean, because BlackRock gives you the best of both worlds. No way. Oh God. I should just write that off of my taxes. I'm gonna write that off of my taxes this year. $25,000 loss. My Velo's mad down. Joe, what'd you get it in at? Did you buy it at the top ish? I won't say top. Were you like 2.5 cents, Joe? 3 cents? Did you buy the top of it? And Joe, but look, here's the perfect example. And I don't want to use you as an example, Joe, but your comment's going to make me. If you were down that much, let's say you got it at 2 cents and it's 0.006, you should not be waiting for this thing to run back to 2 cents, right? From here, for it to get to 2 cents, you need a 300% gain. Usually when an asset, when we look at the traditional markets, when you look at an asset and it does 300%, it's usually going to start correcting. So if you start chipping away at this thing, $20 every Monday, 30, whatever you can afford to put into it. This is how I would play it, not advice, how Rip would play it. I would be buying every single week, 10, $20 every week. I would put it on auto buy. And I would try to get as low as I can to this 0.06. Because if you have it at 2 cents, you need a 300% move to break even. While if you got this thing back to 0.006, you would have made 300%. And then if this thing goes to say, 5 cents, you would have made that much more. So you gotta chip away at this. This is a perfect opportunity. If you are down on anything, start chipping. Start chipping away at it. And try to get it to its current price that it is. So when it does take off, you don't need a 2, 3, 4x just to break even. 2, 3, 4x, you start making bank. Oh, that's a great comment. Lisa says, since when do you ever get a chance to buy what the Rothschilds are buying early? This is bigger than you think. Spot on. Spot on. We just dropped that video. And, it's funny. I saw someone, this is how I know people don't watch my videos. They just like to leave comments on it. They're like, how are you talking about Rothschilds now? This is old news. I'm like, bro, did you watch the video? The document was from January of 2026 talking about the Rothschilds. And then I brought it back into the news older. Like, hello? They're like, show receipts. I'm like, yo, you definitely didn't watch the video because it's right on your screen. It's wild. Stay out of Axler and Rick, we don't have to see Casper. We don't have to do it, man. Hawaii Rider, I'm down over 100% from the top. XRP 366. I bought at 35 cents, so over 100,000 at the. Wait, I'm down over 100K from the top. I bought. Okay, so but if you bought at 35 cents, yeah, but you're good. You bought at 35 cents. We don't look what we're down, right? We look what our average is and how much we're still up. We put positive spins on things, not negative. You're up if you got it at 35 cents. You're up what, 6x? Shit, man, that's 35 years in the stock market to do a 6x. That's 35 years in the stock market to do that. Maybe 30 with compound, maybe, right? 30-ish. 6x is huge. We don't spin it the other way. We don't say, well, if I sold at the top, but now since it's this price, I'm down. No, you're not down that much. You're still up because it's what your price is at. What happened to ICP? Well, it shit the damn bed is what happened to it. But ICP's been flashing some pretty interesting charts lately. I still got all my ICP. I haven't sold any of it yet. I think ICP is going to shock a lot of people. And if it doesn't, you know what? Hey, I lose 5 figures. Already lost over 5 figures on Casper. We'll do another one. But I don't think I'm wrong on it. I think ICP is going to be a beaut. You're still, yeah. Oh, I'm riding Casper to the freaking grave. Oh, I see. I feel like I'm down. Yeah. But you're not down. You're up, right? You got to be positive about it. You're up 600%. I mean, shit. If I was gonna say I was down on XRP and I got it at 20 cents, you just cause more stress, more gymnastics up in the head. No. We don't do that. We're only down if the price is under our dollar cost average. If it's above, man, we're winning. We're winning big time. We are winning big time. Patrick says, I spent almost a year in the red despite buying about 55 cents. Be patient. That's it. And now you're up, what, 3? Almost a 4x on that? A little over 3. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's 21 years in the stock market, 7 years to double your money. He's up 300%. That's a banger right there. That's a banger. Rick, what'd you say now? You took an 8K. Where's your comment? I know I saw it. Where the hell did you go? You still holding Casper? I cut my losses at 8K. Yeah, look, I'm riding this thing to the grave. We're either going to lose a shit ton of money on it, like 5 figures on it, or this thing's going to do what Casper does, right? The friendly ghost is going to rip. We'll see. We'll see. XRP is working with credit. You're working with credit unions. They're working with banks. They're working with liquidity providers. They're working with everyone. It's a thing of beauty. Insane Clown Posse. Remember those guys? Remember those guys? I remember them. All right, everyone. Look, I think we wrap it there. A great live stream. 155 likes. Thank you to each and every single one of you. Remember, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Rip is here. I appreciate all y'all for showing up, for showing me support, for showing me some love. 205 watching, another about 300 or so on Twitter. Twitter really nuked the algo, man. I'll tell you something. I don't know what they're doing over there. But hey, all season's around the corner. Stay patient. Everyone got this. XRP Maxi from Australia, I see you, my friend. We got this, everyone. We're going to be all right. Let it play out. Let it ride. Let's get the Clarity Act. Let's get us a BlackRock and Fidelity ETF, let's watch these numbers go through the roof and pay attention to who Ripple is doing these deals with. But that's going to do it for me. Rick, happy birthday, my friend. Enjoy. Rick, I got people in town, my friend. I'm booked all weekend, Friday to Monday. My boys from Mass are flying in. They're leaving out of your airport, Hartford. Thank you, Smoltz. Appreciate you, man. Much love for stopping by. Once again, you the man. Like button for the man. Thank you, Hawaii. And Hawaii, remember, you're up, my friend. You're not down. That's going to do it for me. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Wednesday night. One more day of work, and then my vacation starts. Enjoy, everyone. Be safe.